ask yourself this question. Who is the most iconic superhero of all time? Chances are you probably answer Batman or Superman. Batman is a paragon of justice, recognized across the world, countries far and wide. He is the knight, vengeance. But what if I were to tell you that this paragon of justice that we know today could have been something entirely different in his formative stages? May 1939. Action Comics had just raked in truckloads of money from the breakout success of their new comic, Superman, essentially spawning an entire new genre of comic. Detective Comics, or as it would later be known, DC Comics, wanted to rake into that, cash in, grab a piece of the pie. And so Bob Kane, a writer working for them at the time, decided to pitch his own Superman, one inspired by the Detective Comics, aptly named, Pulp Fiction at the time. And he came up with Birdman. Now this is when another character enters the story. Bill Finger, a Jewish American born in Colorado in 1911. His family had been ravaged by the downfall of the country during the economic crisis at the time, forced to sell shoes and hats. This is where he met Bob Kane, and he was eventually brought onto the Detective Comics team as a ghostwriter. Now, during the time that Kane was pitching Birdman, Finger was there as well. See, the initial pitch for this Birdman character was that he would wear just a red suit with wings on his back and a domino mask. A bit bland, as you can see right here. Not quite the recognizable figure of Batman that we know today. Now, Finger introduced a great number of additions to this. He suggested that the character could wear a cowl, a gray suit, a cape as opposed to wings, the bat emblem on the chest, the most iconic aspect of the character, essentially. He came up with the advent of a secret identity, the name of Bruce Wayne. He also came up with such facets as Gotham City, his sidekick Robin, the Batmobile, the Batcave. He even came up with a great number of Batman's iconic villains, such as the Joker, Catwoman, and the Riddler. Pretty large contributions, all things considered. Now, this is where things take a bit of a darker turn. Because despite these seemingly massive contributions to the character, Kane was less than willing to admit Finger's contributions to the character of Batman. See, Kane signed his name on the comic books, and Finger was nothing more than a ghostwriter in reality. So despite these large contributions, the public immediately gathered on Kane for his breakout new hit. He would later, in the 60s, openly deny any of the rumors that Finger had any involvement in the creation of it, downright calling the man a liar in front of a crowd of people. Unfortunately, the story takes a bit of a sad turn, as Finger would die in 1974. Penniless, broke, uncredited, forgotten for a very long period of time by the masses of comic book fans. Fortunately, later, in 1996, in his autobiography, Kane would later admit that he treated Finger a bit harshly and that he should have been credited more during the process. Kane would then later die in 1998. The story may seem to have a bit of a sad end there. However, due to a large effort by writers at the time, Finger's contributions have been brought forward. And as such, Bill Finger is often credited now as the co-creator of Batman, as opposed to being some forgotten name that helped write. He's recognized now in halls of fame. He's often credited in other Batman media, such as animated series and comic books, and other things such as that. The Batman we have today could have been something entirely different, and we have Bill Finger to thank for the Batman that we have now.